Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors! On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we will be taking a look at the latest vintage collection multi-pack, Figrin D'an and the Modal Nodes. If you're new to the channel or a fan of Star Wars collecting, be sure to smash a like on this video, remember to subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell to stay notified. Welcome back Star Wars fans. Today I am very excited to take a closer look at the latest vintage collection multi-pack, Figrin D'an and the Modal Nodes. This is definitely a very exciting release. We finally have the entire Cantina band and their instruments in the vintage collection. So now we can update our shelf displays and have these modern representations of the Modal Nodes added to our Cantina displays. Additionally, I'm very happy that Hasbro opted to go with the multi-figure pack to get us all of the instruments at one time. It's definitely a much more effective way of getting the whole band to us, and despite getting the single card release, I'm still happy that we saw that. I bought several of those just to have singles of this figure for customs, because this is a classic alien that, you can make lots of customs for and just add to your Star Wars universe. Additionally, that card was really fantastic, and I'm really happy to add that one to my A New Hope collection. But with all that being said, let's take a closer look at the packaging and each one of these figures and their instrument, and set them up in a little Mos Eisley Cantina Diorama. Taking a look at the packaging, we have our standard Army Builder multi-pack box that we've been seeing in the vintage collection lately. This wonderful black and white illustration of the characters looks fantastic, and while these aliens don't have much of an expression in their faces, you can just get a sense of the energy that's coming from this band as they play their tune in the Mos Eisley Cantina. We have the Star Wars logo in the middle with a simplified name pill color down below, stating this is the Figrin D'an and Modal Nodes set. We also have this plastic-free packaging little logo in the bottom right corner as well. Really big fan of this type of packaging, and I just really like these illustrations. They look fantastic. Taking a look at the side of the box, we have the vintage collection logo, and on the back we actually have the same exact illustration from the front. This is the first time that there's not been really a variation between the two illustrations. Usually there's a little bit of a difference, but this time they did not supply us with that. And on the side we have a bunch of warning labels that not many people really care about. So all in all, another fantastic addition to our Army Builder sets, and this one will look fantastic in your collection as well if you're somebody who likes to display these. Similar to the Army Builder packs we have seen in the vintage collection, the Modal Node set is part of the plastic-free packaging initiative. Each of the 7 band members and the instruments included are wrapped in tissue paper bags and divided by cardboard slots. While the Modal Nodes may not have rocked out in the most dynamic action poses during the original Cantina scene, it's nice to have the ability to do so. Here you can see the figure jamming out with their instruments, the clue horn, and doing so even without the addition of rocker ankles. These horns were included with the initial mainline release, but the set includes 3 unique instruments that allow fans to complete the full band. Here you can see the Omnibox, which apparently was a notoriously challenging instrument to play and required a great amount of skill. The second unique instrument included in the set is the Banfill. It features a number of mounted horns and has a very distinct look. It's most commonly used by bands to play the intergalactic space jazz, more commonly known as G's. The third and final instrument that is specifically included with this set is known as the Gasson string drum. When Figrin D'an was not playing his clue horn, he was known to rock out with this musical instrument and deliver quite a performance. The additional instruments included in the set are the same clarinet and flute-like instruments seen in the initial mainline release. This reed instrument was known as the fanfare, which was played by the Modal Nodes band member Figrin D'an. The Dorinian Beshnakel, or better known as the Fizz, was a longer single-reed wind instrument that resembles an oboe. It was an essential component of the musical style of space jazz that the Modal Nodes were infamous for throughout the galaxy. Figrin D'an and his band members are able to interact with and securely hold each of the included instruments within the set, and do so in a variety of musical poses. Whether the character opts for the flute, oboe, or larger bassoon-like instrument during the performance, the patrons within the Mos Eisley Cantina will surely be dazzled. All in all, this multi-pack is an excellent addition to the vintage collection. The figure has all the modern articulation needed to perform on stage, and the newly sculpted instruments allow fans to finally complete the band in the modern line. But with all that being said, let's set the stage for Figrin D'an and the Modal Nodes.